All right, there we go. The South Dakota internet theme song. This is from an article of 2018, but Civilized Wall Street or Wall Street Silver was some very popular guy on the Twittergrams. My realtor friend sent it to me. It's a map. It has the average cost of a date in the U.S. and it was no more than a couple months ago. Do you guys remember when the horseshit lie? It was a lie. It was a lie. It was malicious. It was to get clicks. The horseshit lie that you need a quarter million salary a year in the United States just to live on average life for a family of 4. It's like, no, you need one person to stay the fucking home and raise the kids, another person to go and make an okay salary, and then you have to do without. You'll be just fine. Oh, nosies. What are we going to do without our master's degrees and Range Rovers? Said one group of people that I won't mention which one, but I'm sure you guys could probably guess. I don't know, we were just okay with love and sex and maybe, spending time with the oh, no, one group of people needs to go and become a type of boss. Won't say which one. Fuck love, fuck the children, me. Also, not saying who it is, but there's a certain song, but there's a second verse to the certain song. There's the "No, no, 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 no" song, and then there's the second verse, a very unknown, yet to be sung, but it was recorded many moons ago called "Me, me, 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 me." Other people, ooh, ick. Oh, it's good it's a sermon on Sunday. Other people, ooh, that's such an ick. My children, that's such an ick. Gross. Why does the country fall apart? No idea. No fucking clue. Have some sociologists with their doctorates study it some more. It's plastics in the water. I'm sure it is. Yeah, yeah, and Trump too, right? Yeah, okay, all right, yeah, good. This will be a next fascinating next 30 years. Uh, so they came in and, "Oh, you need a quarter million a year," and then all the people who want UBI and are lazy pieces of shit. "Oh, say, and, I'm gonna vote for the vegetable known as Biden." And, that's where that one went. It was wrong. It was way overpriced. So if I look at the Mappy map here, it's from Yahoo, and that's a I mean, Yahoo. It's not a legitimate source of news. I'm sure there's a methodology. I'm sure it correlates, but so the most expensive, which kind of shocked, I thought it'd be California. It is New York, almost $300. In 2018 dollars. It's like 400 now at least, right? $400 to go on a date in New York, and you girls can't understand why you can't find a guy to go on a date. It See, I love the chart again, the methodology I'd question, but I do not question the, um, relative amounts. Like, if we were to take New York and divide it by Wisconsin, yes, I would believe it's 3 times as expensive to go on a date in New York than it is Wisconsin, right? You see what I'm saying? Uh, so it is kinda interesting to look at that, but what you can tell by these relative amounts, comparing them relatively. Dude, do you again, it's not because it's an election season. I need you young kids to wake up and realize just how bad the Democrat Party is for you. I know you were told and brainwashed to vote for him because your dipshit teacher told you to. And free shit sounds real nice, but have you noticed the political party that's in control of these states, which you can view as, it's called the Great American Experiment, where among other reasons, it's like, well, we have a federal government at this, and then got to follow a couple rules there. But then it's largely up to the local states and local and state governments to figure out how you want to run things. And so you can tinker with different policies and see what happened. And you have it. You have the Great American Experience. You look at California, New York, which have gone hard left. I would argue socialist, like not full communism, but solid socialism with their tax rates and their spending. For the party, so simplifying it, translating it into young person's normal, understandable English, isn't it curious that the party that promises free shit has the most expensive places to live? It costs the most to live in California, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Illinois, whatever. That's at the state level. Go city level, it's even worse. You know, the irony is that the Democrat Party originally was created to expand the vote, democracy versus a republic, which is where the Republicans came in. We've long abandoned that. Now it's just who's going to give you the most free shit? Who's going to make life easier for you? Who's going to bring your cost of living down? And man, has the Democrat Party failed in that regard. And objectively, this isn't political analysis or opinion. This is just looking at, like, the party that says they're going to make your life easier. Why is it at the local and state levels it's so difficult? And now here we're talking about dating. I mean, housing would be the main one, right? Lodging, that's a concern for young poor people today, or poor people all over. Healthcare, cars, transportation, gas. it South Dakota, we ain't got that problem. Well, I mean, relatively speaking. You go to the red states, things tend to be cheaper. And you don't have to understand the somewhat more complicated background economics as to how it got there. Like, when do you do enough trial and error? Like, when you're like, yeah, you know what? $5 a gallon for gas in Chicago is pretty bad. We need more Democrats. We need more AIDS. Economic AIDS. Give us that aid. Why are we sick? Why are we poor? And so, what is this? 6 years ago, Texas 110, Arizona 106, Nevada 120, Oregon 120, Montana 55, Wyoming in defense of South Dakota, in defense of Wyoming and South Dakota. They're all kind of, what's a date? I'll tell you this. I don't know what's a date in South Dakota or Wyoming. Like, you go, I'm not kidding. You go to the restaurant in town, which is shitty on top of it. Half your expenses, the gas driving to get there. I'm not joking. The best steakhouse in South Dakota is in Wyoming. Not joking. Is there a steakhouse in Rapid City? Yeah. I'm not a big steakhouse guy, but if I'm gonna go to a steakhouse, I could Dakota Steakhouse. I'll promote them. It's the best steak you're gonna get in Rapid City, in this side of the state. Sioux Falls, I'm sure there's something over on the other side. But the best steakhouse, you go to Beulah, Wyoming. If you happen to be going through that town. And that's on the other side. Atham, look it up. It's on the other side of Spearfish. That's the best steakhouse. And you got to drive, God, what is that, 50, 60 miles to get there? And everyone else does it at the same time. They come in from yonder. You say, well, there's Sioux Falls and there's Casper, Wyoming, and Gillette. And then it's surrounded by yonder. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from yonder. Oh, they're coming in coming in out of yonder. Oh man, look at all these people coming in out of yonder. There's a line. You better go get a reservation over at that place. But aside from that, and that's special. That's special. I'm not kidding. Like, we go to Sonic or dinner. That's the other thing. Where are you getting these numbers? $300 more modernly, $400 for a date in New York City. Are you kidding me? Where are we taking these women? Let's just admit, because you girls don't pay. You don't take men out. You don't ask men out because equality, except where it's the hard part in the response. And costs are my ick. I don't like it when I have to pay for things. That's so ick. uh, where are you taking people that's $400 for the vast, unless you're married or committed and you got date night. I'm presuming this is single people dating. So, like, when you girls prove to a guy that you're worth committing to, he'll spend a lot more money on you on fancy dinners and all that, or at least he should. But for the dating, the not committed kind of thing, who is taking women out on $400 dates in New York City? Who's taking women out on $325 dates in California? Now, South Dakota. Here, let me read this. I'll just go. The average cost of a date today in the form of dinner for two, a bottle of wine, and 2 movie tickets. Holy shit. Is about $102 in the US according to online dating giant Match.com. I remember you could get by Cheap dinner. Not a bottle of wine, couldn't afford it. Sorry, ladies, you kept throwing all my money away, and you required that I had to get a master's degree to go get an entry level job through the HR profession. Now, if you got rid of that, we could afford it, but master's required, bachelor's preferred, or whatever the hell it was. That would have set me back $50 back in the day. The average single American spent $1,596 on dating in 2016, according to Match's annual survey of more than 5,000 people. New York topped the list, the highest average cost for a date night at $300, where everyone votes for free shit. New Jersey ranked second at $259, followed by Hawaii and Connecticut. Meanwhile, here we go. South Dakota came in as the least expensive date night with an average cost of just $38.27. North Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa were runner-ups for least expensive expenses. And then they go into some horseshit ideas for dates. I'll tell you this, if you really want a cheap date, hiking and motorcycle riding. Coffee. Let's go for the vast majority of the girls and guys, consequently, because you both date each other, you date, it's just going to be a one-day thing. Because I'm not going to say who, but one group has the ick. Oh, you wear a Snoopy sweater. Ick. That's my ick. Did you guys see the dapper, I'd say is the word. The dapper guy with the dreads. His name was Chandler. Very, very unique individual, unique name. Had a look, and he was a fraud analyst. And it was the sensationalism, high expectant people with balloons, and they pop it if they didn't like the guy. So it takes balls for the guy to do this. Guy goes up. He didn't even say a word, and like 3 balloons were popped because they didn't want to go out with this. Here's this guy, Chandler. Shout out to you, man. Good on you. Good on you. But go look it up. Here's a guy. I'm not gay, but I'm looking. I'm like, he looks like a pretty good looking guy. And then when he say fraud analyst, I'm like, hey, my man. All right, okay. He's in the biz. I'm like, that's a legit profession. He's got to have some intelligence for that. And they all popped it. No. It's coffee dates. We ain't spending no $300 on a date. For you. He has dreads. I got the ick. I don't like. One girl even said, I don't like the way he dresses. Oh, fuck off. No, y'all get a coffee. And you get one. You don't get refills. You're gonna go very stingy. So yeah, South Dakota is the cheapest. I kind of know. I mean, aside from politics and all, there ain't no place to take you. Nebraska, Iowa. I mean, unless you're in Des Moines or Omaha. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Okay, if I'm gonna take a girl on a date in South Dakota, I'm in the second biggest city or adjacent to it. I guess there's a couple restaurants in Rapid City. I guess. It wouldn't set you back more than $50 though. A movie? No one going to movie. What movie are you gonna watch? The lesbian space queen with the black vagina in a wheelchair who hated the white man. Oh, the third, episode 3. No, thank you. So you ain't gonna go to no movies. Yeah, what do you do in Scottsbluff, Nebraska? What do you do in Wyoming? You go hike, and then you go to the bar and you drink. And that ain't a fancy bar. That's another thing, by the way, because you keep voting for Democrats. Where did we go? We had Adventure Day yesterday. We were in Wyoming yesterday, and we went into this not so rink-a-dink bar outside of Sturgis. I bought my girlfriend a higher end scotch. She drinks scotch. I wish I could drink scotch. I smell this because she lets me smell it. Oh, that smells wonderful. And it was a higher end scotch, double pour, neat, $9. Vlad Elkins came out here. We went to what was on the north side? Some even rinky-dinky smaller bar. And he insisted on paying because the drinks were so cheap. It's because we're not paying taxes. We don't have ridiculous lighting and a new lease. New bar coming in a place where the old bar was, that was the new bar all of a year ago. But, Bipsy watched too many Food Shopping Network shows and thought she was going to have her bar down at Flirtinis. Oh my God, I got funding and cashed out my 401k. And I still have student loan and it's bankrupt. So the new place with the super high rent, all these places go, they're just dives, and the places have been paid off long ago. And we don't tax the ever living fuck of our producers. And so could you imagine the prices get low? So I could see why it's cheap, but it's also, let's be honest, there's nowhere to take a date. I guess the dates out in flyover country is we could go to a restaurant somewhere. I'm not kidding. You wanna know where a lot of the main places to go eat? It's the gas station, and it's not a 7-Eleven. You go get yourself a bag of chips. There's usually a trucker stop, and there's usually a restaurant attached to the, and those are they did that in the Andy Griffith Show. They go down to the truck stop, date Juanita. Barney was playing the field. Barney had 2 girls. He had, Mary Lou Pate, Thelma Lou. He had Thelma Lou, and then he had Juanita. He never saw Juanita. He'd always scamper down to the restaurant at the gas station and go out with Juanita. So you go to the, yeah, typical date, truck stop restaurant, then the bar, and go home and get some fucking. Live in our trailer while we pour. I don't understand. That's more Wyoming than Nebraska and South Dakota. Wyoming is special. All right. So there you go. So if you, I say these numbers are overinflated, even today, adjusted for inflation. I do believe, yes, a dinner for 2, a bottle of wine, and 2 movie tickets. Yeah. But think about that. A dinner for 2, a bottle of wine, and 2 movie tickets in New York is about $400 now, huh? Oh, yeah. More Democrats, please. Oh, fuck it. Oh, free money? Okay. Why is it so expensive? It's Trump. Oh, okay. We'll vote for you again. Oh, all right. Let's go to the super chats. Kevin Mosby, 10 generous dollars. Passport bro from New York, living in Thailand for 3 months. I banged over 100 girls in New York City and never spent more than $20 on a date, but I choose the passport bro life any day of the week. That's an interesting dichotomy because, I mean, if we look at you, Kevin, you're a handsome man. If we believe you banged over 100 girls in New York City, you're handsome enough. It's plausible. How does that compare? Like, yeah, it was, quote, easy for you here in the United States, or at least you had a lot of success. And so now you're going overseas. It's not the sex. I gotta imagine it's the pain assery of the women. Like, it's gotta be the tedium and getting stood up. I mean, even with all your successes, it still wasn't worth it, huh? It could also be law of diminishing returns. After you bang 10 girls, the 11th girl isn't as good as the first. I mean, utility wise. If you're up to 100, yeah, I could see that gets a little tiring. What's 101 gonna do? And so now that the sex is out of the way, now you're just like, okay, what that's a lot of dating, man. That is a lot of dating. I had 30 by 30, and that was a lot of dating. I can't imagine what 100 would be like. Can't imagine. Cappy Wazowski, $2. Foolish Cappy trying to understand women. I no, I understand them. I totally understand them now. And we are doing our best to help you young boys and men out there understand them as well. So you don't waste their time. You don't piss them off. You don't bother them. You give them exactly what they want. And you save your time. And we all coexist peacefully in this world. Getting on with our getting on. Wiz Division Productions, 2 girls. Any girl that likes Dave and Buster's dates gets a win. Yeah. A lot dating. I mean, dating, hiking is because I'm out in the middle. That would seem the logical thing to me. Or you go for a motorcycle ride, or, there's some pretty parts of the town, of the country out here. You go for a car ride. If you happen to have a little convertible, or more commonly out here, a Jeep. Um, there's, there's adventuring and all, but you gotta get girls in and I'll tell you this, just go walk around. Go walk around any part of Montana or Wyoming, Rapid City, go to the Walmarts, go downtown, go look around. These women are not hiking. They are not hiking. It is it matter of fact, you better be careful. Your bike better be reinforced and have good suspension if you're gonna take some of these gals on dates. Uh, Wisdom Vision Productions, $2. I flying indoors, skydiving, and top golf for fun too. Yeah, yeah. Justify Masagany, $2. Don't forget indirect cost, car, clothes, apps. Yeah, I don't that because you're right. You're right. And let's also throw in searching costs. But see, that's a given. You got to get a car anyway. You got to get clothes anyway. It's like girls giving the argument, you got to pay for me because I paid for my makeup and I did this and I did that and I painted my nails and that. It's like, yeah, I went to the gym and I got a fucking job. I bought the car and got the, like, are we going to play that game? So both men and women accrue those preparation expenses. Remove that. You're coming in with equal investment in yourselves, which you should have done anyway for your own self improvement. Who's spending the money? It's the guy. It's the guy. Defense of Gen X women in the past, they did offer most, or at least half, and some did pay. And we salute you. But yeah, for the most part, you guys are going to be paying. Wisdom Vision Productions, $2. How's the power walking going? Get your steps in today. No, I did hiking yesterday. Horrible hike. Horrible hike. Like lots of what was it called? Dugout Gulch. Atham, look it up. And it's on the Wyoming side, so we had to drive a ways. And some of these canyons or gulches are deep and steep enough that the flora and fauna changes from pine, which is great hiking. And it got like almost felt like Pacific Northwest Seattle, like just a bunch of trees and grass and poison ivy. And the trail was like this wide at times. And really you needed a machete. And they're like, it's a botany canyon. You go, and it's different botany. Like, yeah, it's almost impassable. I didn't like it. Today I'm just doing videos, playing video games. Um, Sitting on my ass. Rob Fogolski, hey, how you doing? $5. If a hike followed by an ice cream cone won't get you laid, move on. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of hike, go in the wilderness with a man by my you can also say, well, let's hike around a lake locally. Let's go hike. Most towns have a walking or a path. Hey, let's hike through town. We'll get an ice cream, and you'll find out a lot of with girls like, hey, let's go for a hike. Can you keep up? Are you going to bitch about the weather? Are you going to complain? How much further? I don't like them. That might be a better idea. You park the car smack dab in the middle, and you get kind of like a clover leaf route where you can be going past your car all the time, so you can like end it early. We're going through the oh, I well, oh look, I got a thing. Yep. Bye. Better days. 5 British pounds. Ross Jeffrey speed seduction. Your thoughts? So fucking hard to learn and remember. I never took Ross Jeffrey speed seduction. I look, guys, I don't overanalyze it. It it has been my experience. It's a numbers game. Yes, you should have a polish. Yes, over time, like Troy Francis. I mean, he's a pro. That's what he does for a living. But I learned to ballroom dance. I asked girls out on dates. I talked to girls out in public. Um, and the vast majority of time, I'd get shot down. And even the girls who said yes, majority of those times they wouldn't show up, or they'd be late or just no calls. This is way back in the day. You just push through, right? That's it. And then I hate to say it, your goal shouldn't be, and then you find the love of your life. Your goal should be to ask out enough girls and date them to realize you're probably not missing out on that much, to where it gets tiring and boring. Where you get shot down enough, and then you get enough dates where 100 lays with the previous contributor. Thank you very much. Where you're like, oh, I know them now. I see. And then you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna wait for a special one to, quote, treat me nice and make me food." That should it's a psychological, but it's just good to do difficult things at times. Go through the slog through it. Ask out a bunch of girls, get shot down a bunch of times, have a bunch of girls stand you up, go out on dates with a bunch of girls, have success. And then you'll be able to like, whoa, I lived it. Like, whoa, not only was it hard to get the dates I did have, wow, it wasn't worth it. And you'll see commonalities like, yeah, this, they're not unique. And then you'd get to the point where you realize the really good girl is the one that like pursues you or makes a concerted effort, has self-awareness, and takes agency and action to come after you. Now, some girls that'll happen, but they're not pretty or attractive. And it's rare where those two roads meet, where they're attractive and you're attracted to them, and they like you and they start making things a little bit easy for you and do nice things for you. That's a very rare crossroad. And I would say, well, why should I just wait for it? You're right. There's an efficiency argument there. But to really appreciate that high quality girl, you really ought to go through and date all the normally conforming boring ones. You should date your average women a lot. So when you run into a gal, I mean, it's it's a joke, but it's not at the same time. I talk about what's hot, what I find out. Why is your girlfriend? Why my girlfriend is hot? She has a fully funded 401k. She has no debt. Dude, that's hot. She cooks. That's hot. She's punctual. That's hot. It's not big tits and long hair. I mean, yeah, you need that to be physically attractive. But as an older man, you want to know what's hot. A girl that shuts the fuck up when you're in the middle of something and just doesn't blather on with mundane bullshit. That's hot. A girl who's like, I got to get my living will, responsibility, self awareness, good financial management, fiscal discipline, frugality, even here, give you all the gossip on the inside of Cappy's dating life. I'm playing poker with the guys. What's up? Oh, this and that. I say, my girlfriend's down to her last three boxes. I'm like, last three boxes? Yeah, last three boxes. We moved. We purged. We purged through everything. She purged through her closet before we moved. That's hot. Like most women never. Oh, I might wear that shoe I wore in 1993. Once I lose the fat, I'm so fat, my feet got fat. That's pretty fat when your feet get fat. Well, someday I'll be thin again and wear that 1993 shoe. We went through it. We threw it all away. Moved in. She's like, okay, I got some boxes. We're down to three. Does your woman have three boxes? No, you got 30 fucking boxes in a storage facility. A woman who gets rid of her shit, that's hot. You won't appreciate how hot that is and how important that is unless you go you date enough women, you walk into their apartment and it smells like cat piss and there's boxes and shit all over the place. You won't appreciate that until you date a girl and you go on a couple more dates. She's like, I need help moving. And she's got a tonnage of fucking shit. Needs help with rent. Oh, she got a weave or brand new nails, whatever other horseshit women spend, but then she needs help with rent. So a speed seduction, guys, just ask the girls out. Get shot down. Go through, sample the filth in the shit so that when you get a clean, uh, contaminant-free glass of water, you appreciate it. You know to keep it. Wisdom Vision Productions, $2. Hiking, ew, grody, like totes Northville. Exactly. Are there gonna be bugs? Fuck off. Kevin Mosby. This is an older pick. I'm approximately 15 pounds overweight. Laugh out loud. But yeah, it was the pain in the assery of dealing with the NPCs and it's cheaper to live. Oh, yeah. Well, New York. Free gender, $5. I think is a new guy. The average woman is 175 pounds. The average woman would rather hike with a bear than a man. We can't figure out why birth rates are plummeting. I'm going to say it again. Women just don't like men that much. I'm convinced biologically women are just not interested in the average man. Absolutely. And most men in general. You throw on the added sociological, societal conditioning, political conditioning women have had with feminism to not like men, and men are the enemy, and men are your adversary. Yes, I could see even a higher percentage of women going above or beyond their biological disinclination. I don't even distaste is to it. They're just disin disinclination. This and there you go. They don't need you. They if women wanted you, we'd be all getting together, right? This whole shit. You men have to go through this labyrinth of a female mind maze to understand. Yeah, see, you got to do. No, 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 no. It- maybe that's good. Hang on, it's gonna be a busy day. The labyrinth. How do you spell labyrinth? I think that's how you spell labyrinth. The labyrinth. All right, let me go back here. The short version, I'll probably do a video on this. Every premise is, well, you got to do all these things. You don't understand. No, no, it's really simple. You just got to do this and be that. Blah, 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 blah. They're asking you to walk through a labyrinth. It's like, no, not walking through the labyrinth. You walk through the labyrinth. Or here's an idea. We take the labyrinth and get it the fuck out of the way and we just hang out. No, there's always a labyrinth. And then we say, yeah, I'm not walking through the labyrinth. And like, oh, well, you're bad at it. You're not going to walk through the. No, they're if women liked men, there would not be a labyrinth that you have to go through. And they will remove the labyrinth for the right guy. In the meantime, there's the labyrinth. You got to walk through it. John Smith, $5. Thank you. As a STEM T-Rash. Man, that's a combination. That's a very interesting skill tree set you picked in the video game. I ended up with a bunch of girls taking me out to movies and feeding me, and even most of these were boring. I you and we have our regular occasional special guest celebrity, T-Rash. He comes in occasionally. You guys got to write a book. What I got him six-pack abs, right? Came from poverty. Because there's no stability, you had to focus on survival, and therefore women are kind of like truly secondary, or maybe you saw enough women. I'm speculating, but there's a path T-Rash goes through. But you ended up in STEM. That's impressive. Wisdom Vision Productions, $5. If women are not making it mega easy for you, they are not interested, or they are possibly cycle. End of story. Things have become way too complicated. Yep. And they don't have to make it mega easy. They should just make it feasible. There's a cute little flirt. You're like, oh. And even then, I remember girls would give me the big green light. You go in and you get stood up. I mean, so you got to look out for that. Sometimes they are teasing with you. But yes, the easiest way is to just go do your thing, live your life, ask out the occasional girl. And then the girls that say yes, say yes. It's common advice for when picking a dog. You let the dog choose you. Chris Beckloff, a friend of mine, I know. You just sit there and you let the dogs come up to you, and that works, apparently. Same thing with look, you don't have time to negotiate with girls. If you got to convince the girl to go out, it's over. Don't even bother. And you girls, it's funny when people are saying, well, yeah, you're going to have to start asking out guys or making it very clear with flirtation. They think that's a joke. Oh no, oh no. The birth rates are going to still plummet. They're going to continue, and it's going to accelerate. Although I don't think most women think about maintaining the civilization human race, let alone this country. But yeah, you just don't, guys. You don't have time with anyone giving you offer A. Do you want to offer A? No, I don't really want to offer A. All right, bye. Well, you didn't even try to sell it. No, no, no. Do you want to offer A? Yes or no? I have shit going on. We have shit going on in my life. There's certifications to get. There's money to be made. There's adventure to be adventured. There's food to eat. I have a life. Do you want A? Yes or no? You want A? Here's A. Well, let's go. You don't want A, then you don't want A. Don't say you want A, and I say, okay, I'll be here at this time and we can do A, and then you don't show up because tee hee funny. Do you want A? Yes or no? Don't there's no wrong answer. The wrong answer is lying. Just that you don't want it. I'm not gonna negotiate or try to convince you of A. Hey, Herschel, 15 shekels, supersonic re. It's super hypersonic. Get our mock levels up there. Is the method of parasites to extract resources from you? Yes, there's always the, oh, you're name calling, offended. Like, too fucking bad. Oh, go get a job. Thank you for the shekels. John Smith, $5 again. Elucidating. Do you know how bad it is to have post nut clarity and none to riff with? No one to riff with? Had to tell one trying to trap me last month to leave me alone. To riff with? What do you mean no one to riff with? Like you don't have a friend to talk about it? Had to tell one trying to trap me last month to leave me alone. Yeah, well, that's a her problem. It is. I'm sure you didn't sign a document saying, "Oh, this entitles me you to commitment." All right, there you go. Link below. The hell's link below? The book of numbers analyzing the ROI in the pursuit of women. Just some exaggerated data, I think, but some insights we could gain from it nonetheless. More on the way. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.